what we're going to be doing now is our session, which is called Creating the World We Want. Before we dive in here, Kat Haber is my co-presenter. And Kat, I forgot to pull up your bio, but you're right here. So if you want to do a quick intro, that would be terrific.
Sure, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm zooming in today from Vail, Colorado. A few highlights of current things that I'm involved in is as a result of walking across the country in the Great March for Climate Action in 2014. We've just celebrated our 10th anniversary, and we gathered online and are gathering those voices for continuing climate actions in our bioregions. I also founded, while I was walking, the We Rotary Club of International Peace, because what I realized was that if we don't have peace in our places, it doesn't matter what we do for climate. We'll just be continuing to destroy the soil, the air, and the water. So that's We Rotary Club of International Peace. I serve on several environmental boards. One that is having a big event this summer is Wild Foundation. It will host its 12th World Wilderness Congress, the place where Standing Rock took place. So this is a very big deal, and I encourage anyone who can to please attend. I promise you, you will be profoundly moved. Those are just a few highlights. Oh, yes.
Coaching.
Climate coaching is a big thing. There are 4,000 of us around the planet now. I thought I was the first one during COVID and discovered that there was already a gathering group of people who were concerned about eco-anxiety, grief, understanding the depth of the problem, solutions available. And so, yeah, climate coaching is what Trust Climate Action Strategists is all about. We're designing a game that would work for climate coaches, global youth change makers, and women business owners, called TRIO.
Very cool. Very cool. I feel like what we're doing right here is a form of peace building. We've got folks from the US, from Spain, Egypt, France, Algeria, Ethiopia, and probably a few more places. And that is even a different list than we had an hour ago. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And I really do picture us as having hands around the world, giving Mother Earth this beautiful hug. So thank you for being part of this. Let's start. Our first instant poetry is a one word poetry. The idea is creating the world we want. So what would be the one word? So you can go ahead and put it into the chat there. What is the one word that you would say, which is difficult, right? Because we know it's all integrated and everything. But what if there's one word that you could use to define creating the world we want? The world is great. It's 20, 30 years from now, and things are really turning around. What's the one thing that you really see? Regenerative, shape shifting, unification, empathy, balance, selfless, action. I think we have a poem right there. Just putting all those words together. Love. So many ways to look at that, that even if you had that one thing. Oh, Sam and I both came in with peace at the same time. Hope, sharing, connection. I want to say a little bit about what Kat was alluding to as far as for peace. I think that when we are looking at what's going on in Gaza right now, Sudan, other places in the world where there is just this huge amount of destruction, that we know that when people are feeling desperate and I don't know what all moves people to do the kinds of things that are happening right now that are resulting in a next potential genocide, famine, all those things. That we know that just thinking about the climate, or which of course the climate is huge, right? It's what we need. But if we aren't also able to open our hearts to the people that are in these areas that don't have enough food or water or have been relocated many times, and thousands of people that have been killed or have died, and thousands of children and orphans that don't have parents or family, that I think it's in the same way that we're trying to get people to open their hearts and their minds to the idea that we can't go on burning fossil fuels and having a sustainable future. There's a great quote by Joanna Macy who says, "The heart that breaks open can hold the entire world." And so, what I want to do this morning is give you a little bit of space to let your heart break open. We are going to talk about the world we want, but we need to start with what is not working, what it is that we're feeling. So the next one word poetry is to just, I would like to get a word from you that says what is that you feel when you see the part that we haven't been successful at. As Shannon Francis said, sometimes humans are pitiful, that we're driven by ego and these problems that we have created in the world. So I'd love to get one word from you that describes kind of the depth of that feeling when you see the areas that we're failing, where we've got wars breaking out and famine and environmental injustice, pollution, and everything that we're seeing. So pop into a chat. Let's something that deep feeling that's, you name it, disappointment, despair, powerlessness. Dave says inspiration, provocative, selfishness. When I learned wellness coaching, I learned that a lot of people can change. They can change, but they often need to acknowledge. So it's like if you've ever gone through a 12-step program, the first step is acknowledging that feeling powerless, feeling, acknowledging, yes, this is happening. This is a real thing. So when we're all cheery and yes, everything's positive, like that's part of it. But being able to tap into this feeling of the world's subservience, uncaring, selfishness, and being able to recognize that and feel that is okay. I think that is a really good place to start. And then from there, we can be creating the world that we want. What I would like for you to do is to think about yourself as an elder. Some of us already are elders, or at least we're older. Think of yourself as a grandparent, and you are spending time with your grandkids as well as the grandkids in your community. You're feeling this experience that you're having with them, and you are just bursting with joy. You feel so fulfilled. You feel so excited, so encouraged that things are changing, and you're seeing that the experiences that they're having are, as Shannon had said, we're planting the seeds for the next generations. We're becoming those elders that we want to be. So I'd like you to tap into the sounds, the scents, the visions, the colors, the smells. What can you picture in that experience? And I think what we'll do with this is, I believe that 7 minutes would be a good amount of time to do this particular writing. And I love doing instant poetry. We had a lady in our class, our a session one time, who had never written a poem in her whole life. And she wrote her first poem at age 72 during one of these instant poetries and then shared it later. And it was beautiful. So don't have any kind of perfectionist ideas right now. I think I'm a big fan of just writing with a pencil, but if you want to write wherever you can, that's totally fine. I'm bringing up my timer and I'm doing a 7 minute timer and we're starting now.
Prefaced by all of the words that everyone offered in the chat, I tried to make my poem embody all of those words as much as possible so that I could create one message, one poem from the various perspectives from around the world that you've gathered today.
Wow, that's amazing. Do you want to read some of it?
Yeah, sure. It's just very brief.
I'm reading Joy's message. It was hard because I don't like kids.
It was hard because she doesn't like kids. That's very funny.
I hope your parents did. I hope your parents like kids. Joy. That's so funny. Okay, Kat, yeah, go ahead, read what you've got.
In the finest future we see fully from the eyes of the little people, regenerative practices shapeshift our world, unifying our hearts and minds in a dance of empathy and balance. With selfless action, grandmas, and love as our guide, we walk the path of truth and solidarity, transcending disappointment and despair into love and joy.
That's beautiful. Okay. I was thinking about the opposite of a drive-through. Like instead of a drive-through for food, like what if kids were just like begging their parents to go walk into the garden and to, instead of having some packaged thing delivered through the window, that they would be able to dig their hands in the soil and pick that kind of food and then hold their grandmother's hand as they were walking home. So, yeah, the opposite of a drive through, what would that be? Let's do the second poem exercise so that everybody has a chance to do that. This is going to be a short one. This is 2 minutes. And this is a conversation with you and some part of earth. It could be a river, it could be a tree, it could be a rock, it could be a good morning, it could be a good evening, it could be a goodbye. But this is a 2 minute thing of you speaking, having a conversation with some piece of nature that you love. All right, got it? I'm going to start the timer now. I did a little one about my eye is on the sparrow. We're flitting about side by side. We are abundantly provided for without a worry in our little beating hearts. Okay. All right. So great. Dave's getting his song in there and several messages. Kat's got her conversation with an aspen, which feels so beautiful and is a nice segue into peace, because that was what we were talking about, is how we can and Dave's ends with hip hooray, go green. 3 hip hoorays. And I'm looking at Nan's and Joy's. These are beautiful. Thank you for sharing. This is a great Mother Earth feeling that we've got here. Okay, so over to you, Kat.
Thank you, Joan, for setting such a poetic grounding for this next piece that we'll do. It's called Inner Resonance Technology. It was designed as a process by Maureen Edwardson, who is in Australia right now. And I've been practicing it with her for a year and a half, almost daily. So if you would just imagine yourself in that poetic place that you've just created, and breathe and remember who you are as a spiritual being in a physical communication device, your body. And like a computer, the technology that we're using right now, I'd like you to switch on your body and defrag your system. Clean your mind and emotions and physically nourish earth and your body and your cells. And when I do this, I find a place in my body that I can easily recalibrate if I am in a moment of confusion or conflict, disappointment, misunderstanding. I can easily touch, for me, it's my throat. For you, it might be your heart or anywhere else on your body. And I breathe in deeply from my womb and I tap into my womb wisdom. And guys, you can breathe from the same deep place from your belly and tap into your gut feelings. This is our place of intuition, amplifying our inner knowing. And so I breathe deeply and hold it for about 5 seconds. And then I say yes and thank you. And you can say that audibly or to yourself. I want you to know that you are breathing in limitless, universal consciousness. And this is the science of all possibilities, moving from possibility to plausibility to reality. This is who you truly are. An inventive being, a timeless being commanding your reality as your birthright. Yes, and thank you. So now switch on your body, your communication device, your sensor, both receiving and giving messages to and from Earth and all our relations, human, non-human, elemental, deep within the ocean, all the way to the mantle and the core of the earth. And let's delete all files and programs with the word pain in it. It could be physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Breathe in source energy. Yes, and thank you. The body has an innate intelligence, like our supercomputers, with not artificial intelligence, but real, organic, ever evolving, fully loaded with complex programs connected to the universe. Let's call it the universal wide web or quantum superconsciousness, like an ultimate dowsing machine connected to all information from all times and places. Yes, and thank you. Our pathways and programs that know what to do often get slowed down or turned off through built up stresses and traumas. And this is with the intention of ego trying to protect us. This creates a static in our field and blocks connection to source. Consciousness commands our reality, so we need to take our innate capacity to verbally reactivate all our programs and pathways to be fully receptive to our highest good, leading us to shape shift our finer futures. Yes, and thank you. The operative command is to switch on, body. So you might say to yourself, give your own system the command, switch on, body. Anything is possible. Remember, through all levels of memory, you are the chooser. So, what are you choosing to be free of or to create? So, let's just ask for a couple of allowances that put us back in charge of what we are choosing, all of what you are to be fully expressed in the safest and most appropriate way for you and all concerned at all times. Are you also allowing this unfolding in easier, gentler ways than you might ever imagine? Yes, and thank you. Are you allowing effortless grace for instant and permanent shift with each breath and in each moment for what is ready at that time to be released and freed up? Yes, and thank you. Are you allowing that part of you that is saying yes to all of this to be in charge? Yes, and thank you. Are you also allowing whatever is not yet ready, the full acceptance on a deeper level of trust that all is well and unfolding in its own way and time in the bigger picture we don't yet have? Yes, and thank you. Allow yourself to drift in peaceful, good feeling thoughts and places. Perhaps put yourself in the poem you've just written. While all of this is taking place beyond your conscious mind's need to do or make anything happen, or your body's need to act anything out, or your perceived need of having anything, let's just say, yes, and thank you. While there, allow yourself to experience yourself with your superpowers activated. Enjoy. Open your eyes, and when you are ready to check in, I always finish with a declaration that sounds like this: Earth, I love you. And so I think Joan is now going to invite us to
I,
have a little nature walk break.
and I feel like we can all do that. Earth, I love you, and you love me back. It's a perfect relationship. It's the kind that we strive for. Thank you so much, Kat, for doing that inner resonance technology. I hadn't experienced that before, so that was beautiful. I like that. We could probably just go through our days saying yes and thank you, and I could be a better person. Indeed.